All right, let's talk about the incredible story of Raja Banks. I mean, this is a journey that swings from losing over $500,000 to building a business empire that's valued at over $60 million. It's really a masterclass in resilience, in strategy, and most importantly, in turning your own problems into profit. Okay, let's dive into this.
And this quote, it really sets the whole stage. You know, in an industry that's just filled with smoke and mirrors, Raja Banks built his reputation on something real, something tangible, and with a raw, unfiltered approach that started from the absolute bottom.
So you see the public image, right? And it is massive success. Villas, Ferraris, this huge $60 million valuation. But the reality behind all that glamour is a story of an immigrant who came to Canada with literally nothing, and at one point lost a staggering $550,000, not just his own money, but other people's too.
To really understand the comeback, you have to understand where it all started. His business skills weren't learned in some fancy university lecture hall. Nope, they were forged in the fire, in the super high-pressure world of direct sales.
What's so wild is how intentional he was right from the very beginning. He didn't just look for any job. He took a call center gig specifically to master the Canadian accent. Then, he literally threw himself into the fire of door-to-door sales so he could master rejection. And to top it all off, the job was commission only. Think about that. If you don't sell, you don't eat. Simple as that.
And for that first month, he didn't eat. I mean, can you imagine? Going out every single day, knocking on doors for 12 hours, and coming home with absolutely nothing for 30 days straight? That kind of pressure, well, it either breaks you completely or it builds some serious psychological armor. But then, this happened. The very next month, he pulled in $10,000. See, he treated every single no as a practice session. He was just refining his pitch, door after door, until he finally cracked the code. This just proves his persistence wasn't just him being stubborn. It was an active learning process.
So, with his sales career taking off, he was looking for a way to really scale his income, and he just impulsively jumped into trading. But this leap, the one that was supposed to fast-track his success, instead led him straight to rock bottom.
In just his first year, he lost everything. It was a combination of a crypto exchange going bust and just some poor trading decisions, and it all added up to a loss of over $500,000. He had a family on the way, his business was suffering, and he was deep in debt to other people.
This was the turning point. I mean, he hit such a low that he actually registered to be a food delivery driver and even bought the $150 thermal bag. But on the drive home, something clicked. He did the math and realized that 1 or 2 good trades could make him more in a day than 2 weeks of deliveries. In that moment, he turned the car around, drove back to the store, returned the bag, and decided to go all in on making trading work. No safety net, no plan B.
So that decision, it forced him to adopt a completely new philosophy, one that would become the bedrock for his entire future empire. He simply couldn't afford to fail again, so he had to find a different way to build.
And that philosophy was this: delay the ask. Instead of selling, he focused on giving. The idea is actually pretty simple. You provide so much value for free that you build this massive loyal community that just trusts you. So when you finally do ask for a sale, they're not just willing to buy, they're eager to support you. And he put this into practice right away. He started live streaming his trading sessions on YouTube every single day. He wasn't selling a course, he wasn't pushing a product, he was just sharing his journey, his analysis, his wins, his losses, all for free, for years. And the community, it just blew up. What started with maybe 10 people watching eventually swelled to 6,000 people watching him trade live at the same time on big news days. He had built a tribe, not by asking for their money, but by just giving away his knowledge. Now, with this massive, loyal audience, he could have easily launched a simple course and made a killing. But he did something much, much smarter. He started building businesses designed to solve his own problems. His first huge venture, Magic Keys, was born out of pure frustration. He found the process for managing his trades live on stream was just painfully slow and clunky. So what did he do? He built the solution himself, a little hardware tool that has now sold over 30,000 units.
Okay, so to really appreciate how great the solution is, you have to feel the problem. Before, managing a single trade involved this ridiculous 5-step dance. Right-click, go to Properties, go to Modify, Market Execution, change the volume, hit Close. In a fast-moving market, those seconds could cost you serious money.
He replaced that entire clunky process with a single button press. That's it. By solving his own problem, he ended up solving the exact same problem for thousands of other traders in his audience.
Then he applied the exact same logic to his next big venture. After realizing he paid his broker $70,000 in commissions in just 1 year, he decided to turn that massive expense into a revenue stream. So, he launched his own brokerage, Dominion Markets, which now serves nearly 60,000 clients.
So when you boil this entire journey down, from a broke door-to-door salesman to the head of a multi-million-dollar empire, a really clear set of principles starts to emerge.
It really comes down to this blueprint. First, he mastered a high-value skill. For him, it was sales. That was his foundation. Then, instead of selling, he gave value first. He delayed the ask to build that loyal tribe. The real genius, though, was turning his own problems into his next business idea. Of course, all of this required the guts to take those calculated all-in risks, and it was all built on a personal brand, proving that your reputation, well, that's the ultimate foundation.
This whole story is just a powerful reminder that sometimes the biggest business opportunities aren't hiding in some complex market research report. Sometimes they're just staring you in the face and the daily frustrations you deal with yourself. So the question to leave you with is this: what annoyance in your life is just a great business idea in disguise?